So, I have been pretty vocal about it. I didn't like Season 2. At all. But there is that one element that I really like, which is everything happening to Jinx in Stillwater. And that's what I want to talk about today. 3 very important things happen to her when she is in Stillwater. These moments directly mirror the ending of Season 1 and serve as satisfying steps towards the conclusion of Jinx's arc, in my opinion. First, to cope with her pain, she shifts from the "you'll show them all" mindset to a new one, breaking the cycle even if it means sacrificing yourself. Second, she releases Vi from the crushing guilt of believing she had created the monster Jinx had become. Third, she accepts the idea that Vi loves her, but she also understands that it's not enough. She needs to love herself too. In Season 1, she concluded that Vi could not love her. Now she understands that Vi will never completely give up on her. So let's look at that in details. To cope with pain, some people redirect it outward, hurting others, while others turn it inward, hurting themselves. It's not as simple as that, but just let's put it like that for now. Both are coping mechanisms that perpetuate pain and violence. When Vi left her in episode 3 of Season 1, she embraced the "we will show them all" mindset to cope with the pain Vi just inflicted on her.
She left me. She is not my sister anymore.
It's okay. We'll show them. We will show them all.
That's when she became Jinx. So she embodies the first coping mechanism style, hurting others. It manifests in her lack of empathy, in all the chaos and the death, like the missile for example, and obviously Silco was encouraging it, because to deal with pain he was doing the same. Through Isha, Jinx regained her empathy. So when Isha died, and because Jinx believed that it was her fault, her mindset shifted from "the other as a problem" to "I am the problem." That's what triggered the self-harm and the suicidal thoughts. And I think it's also why Jinx is now ready to apologize to Kate, kinda apologize, because she's not looking for someone to hate outside of herself like she used to do with Kate, who is the embodiment of the Enforcers and Piltover for her. In her psyche, she makes Silco voice this realization because he was her guide. He is the one who taught her about the mindset of revenge, so he has to set her free of it, and he was the one she relied on to make sense of the world.
I thought I could break free by eliminating those I deemed my jailers. But... Jinx, I think the cycle only ends when you find the will to walk away.
So coming back to what Silco says, the idea of detaching from one's pain and identity is often seen as a path to healing. However, in mindfulness, for example, it's about accepting the pain without letting it define who we are. But Jinx cannot accept the pain, she cannot deal with it. So the only option she thinks she has is to get rid of herself altogether, meaning to end her life. The second defining moment for me, when Jinx is in Stillwater, is that she frees Vi from the horrible guilt that she created the monster she had become.
You don't have to worry about me anymore. You don't need to feel guilty about being happy.
At the end of Season 1, that's where we left the sisters. Jinx told her the opposite. "It's because of you I'm this way."
But he didn't make Jinx. You did.
And then, Vi had to carry that guilt for most of Season 2. But now Jinx wants Vi to be happy, so she sets her free. And lastly, Jinx is not looking for external validation anymore, unlike at the end of Season 1. In Season 1, Jinx told Vi this.
I thought maybe you could love me like you used to. Even though I'm different.
At the end of Season 2, Jinx comes to accept that her sister will never give up hope that there is still good in her, even if Jinx doesn't agree.
You're never gonna give up on me, are you?
So she accepts now that Vi does love her. I think Jinx was right. Vi could never accept the destructive version of Jinx. And Vi did give up on Jinx several times. But when there is even the smallest glimpse of hope, Vi changes her mind. And Jinx, at the end of Season 2, has changed. And it's in this version of Jinx that Vi still holds hope. However, external validation is not enough for Jinx now. In Season 2, Jinx has that external validation. But what she truly needs is to believe in herself. But she doesn't, because of what she thinks she did to Isha. So no matter how much hope Vi has, it doesn't matter anymore. So, in my opinion, the 3 elements feel like logical steps towards the conclusion of Jinx's arc, and they align with her journey in Season 2. But it doesn't end here, of course. Thankfully, Echo helps her detach from her suicidal thoughts and regain a bit of self-confidence and likely some courage to cope with the pain as well. However, I'm deeply disappointed that the writers chose to enable Jinx in her idea that she needs to walk away from the cycle by erasing herself from everybody's life. I understand why Jinx would feel that way. She is deeply broken and doesn't know how to escape the cycle of pain in a non-destructive way. To her, there are only two options. They are the problem or I am the problem. Hurting others or hurting herself. But by having her fake her death, it feels like the narrative wants us to believe that this act breaks the cycle of pain. But it doesn't. It's less violent than actual death, yes, but still part of the same cycle. Faking your death is definitely an act of violence against yourself and against those who love you. For Vi and Echo, believing that she's dead is devastating. It's even more frustrating because Jinx should understand this, having just lost her own young sister in a similar way, through sacrifice to save her, just like what she did with Vi. What's even more frustrating is that Vi is denied the possibility to work on her codependency with her sister. Indeed, the choice to let her sister go away is taken away from her, by Jinx and by Caitlyn, who keep the truth hidden. So it's like she was never truly allowed to have significant character growth. I wish the writers had allowed Vi to discover that Jinx is alive and go talk to her before she leaves Piltover. Vi could reassure Jinx that she's not a burden and that even if it's hard to let her go, she respects her choice. It may be hard for Jinx to hear as it challenges what she believes about herself, but she lets the words sink into her heart, where they will grow and blossom over time. Or, if Vi isn't ready to let Jinx go and is still somewhat too codependent with her sister, even if I honestly don't think the story did a good job at showing that Vi's attachment to her sister was not healthy, Jinx could take on the protective role in that moment and help her understand why it's best for them to live apart for a while. So to put it simply, letting them meet, share their needs, and respect each other's choices would have shown real growth and how they break the cycle in an actual non-destructive way. It's hard, but it's their willingness to try despite the difficulties that shows their progress. Alright, now to anyone that identifies with Jinx and felt very upset with this ending, don't erase yourself from the life of people who love you if you want them in your life. It doesn't break the cycle of pain. Get that idea out of your head and go hug them instead. And if people want to help you, and if that help can feel good, let them help you. Un gros merci à mon ami Rain pour nos conversations sur Arcane, ça m'a beaucoup aidé pour cette vidéo. And please everybody take care of yourself. See you next time.